the main event on Reality of Wrestling, and it's also the main event of the #1 Contenders Tournament. A three-way dance to determine the #1 contender to face the undefeated Latin heartthrob for the World Heavyweight Championship. One of these three competitors will go face-to-face with Gino. And here he is, Brad Gilmore, a former two-time Reality of Wrestling heavyweight champion, the franchise, the face, the F-16, the Mysterious King. Giant, the thoroughbred, a man who says he will wait for no more opportunities, calling his own shot and creating his own chance to become the #1 contender, Big Sean Studd. The son of a WWE legend, Big Sean Studd. Could this be the moment for Sean Studd to break out here in the Reality of Wrestling? If you are joining us for the main event, use that hashtag RowOnCW because it doesn't get much bigger than this. We want to hear from you, the Row Nation. The Shogun of the Row, Marcellus Black, has entered the World Gym Arena. And he knows, just like we know and the Row Nation knows, the winner of this matchup will become the #1 contender. And what would that mean for the career of Marcellus Black? It would be stratospheric. For the official introductions of this #1 contender main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. It's a qualifying match for the Reality of Wrestling #1 Contenders Tournament. The winner of this match will be the #1 contender for the Reality of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, from parts unknown, weighing at 225 pounds, Mysterious King! From Washington, D.C., weighing at 300 pounds, he is the thoroughbred Sean Studd! And from the shadows of Shaolin, weighing at 300 pounds, the Shogun of the Row, Marcellus Black.
The #1 contendership is up for grabs. This is the main event on Reality of Wrestling. The winner of this matchup will face the undefeated Latin heartthrob Gino for the Row Heavyweight title. Yeah. Wait a minute.
That's MOD.
What are the ministers of defense doing out here? Come on!
MOD beating up on Marcellus Black on the outside. Remember, this is triple threat rules, so there's no disqualification. Marcellus getting beat up outside while Sean Studd and Q are going at each other on the inside.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Brad Gilmore, and say that it wasn't the Mysterious Q who paid the Ministers of Defense to get physical in this main event.
You're saying, oh!
And the Shogun of the Row launched directly into the steel steps by the Ministers of Defense. Meanwhile, in the ring, the Mysterious Q going to work on the Thoroughbred. Sean Studd, the F-16 flies into the corner.
Well, it looks like MOD did what they had to do and take out Marcellus Black. And we can only assume it's going to be Mysterious Q versus Sean Studd one-on-one right now.
The Shogun has been incapacitated on the outside thanks to the Ministers of Defense.
Well, there goes Mysterious Q. Only one man standing tall.
The Shogun, Marcellus Black, attacked from behind by the Ministers of Defense. One can only assume that it was the pocketbook, the checkbook, if you will, of the Thoroughbred that caused it, and now he throws the Shogun into the ring. Oh, goes for the cover here. Come on, two. But a kick out from the Shogun.
I thought Sean Studd might have had him. MOD really put a beating on Marcellus Black.
Irish whip, reversal here.
Shogun of the Row, a big back elbow. Oh, a big side kick. Shades of Booker T. Oh, big palm thrust, sending the big second generation giant down.
Marcellus Black exploding right now. He's calling for that Nico knee in the corner. Oh my goodness, but a springboard clothesline from the F-16.
Hey, it's all about business tonight.
It's every man for themselves. The #1 contendership is up for grabs. The winner of this matchup will face the undefeated Latin heartthrob Gino for the Row Heavyweight title. Handspring from Q. Vintage Q, and he connects.
That F-16 style that Mysterious Q is known around the state for. Oh, they're both going for that palm thrust that Marcellus Black taught Mysterious Q a little bit earlier today. And now like a test of strength's going on.
It's the most unorthodox test of strength I've ever seen between two of the top superstars in reality of wrestling. When powers collide, you're seeing it right now.
It's called the Hadouken. And Sean Studd breaks it up. Uh-oh, going for a choke slam on the big man, Mysterious Q. Boom!
He hit it.
Going for a pin, but McHugh rolls out of the way. You better watch out, Marcellus Black waiting for him right now.
Marcellus waiting on the Thoroughbred.
Wait a minute.
Bushido bomb, center of the ring, cover! 2, 3, Marcellus Black's the #1 contender. What a moment! Can you feel it? The Shogun of the Row will face Gino for the Reality of Wrestling heavyweight title.
Wow, what a dominant performance by Marcellus Black, taking on the second generation giant and the two-time world champ.
And the Ministers of Defense.
And the Ministers of Defense.
The Shogun is calling for that heavyweight title. And now he will have a one-on-one opportunity. The undefeated Latin heartthrob Gino will defend his title against the undefeated Shogun, Marcellus Black. We found out who the #1 contender is. It is going to be the Shogun of the Row, Marcellus Black, versus the undefeated Latin heartthrob Gino in a few weeks.
Well, hey, Gino's not the only one who's undefeated. Marcellus Black is also undefeated here in Reality Wrestling. We're gonna see undefeated versus undefeated for the Reality Wrestling heavyweight champion.
Also, next week here on the Row, the TV title is up for grabs. Arya Daivari will face Rex Andrews, and Summer of Champions is just right around the corner. The Row's taking over the summer. You don't want to miss it. Join us here next week for more of the Reality of Wrestling.